The roar of the monsters has broken the silence for the uncertain masses looking for a break from the break. And with the gates open at least once more, not one competitor is squandering an opportunity to grab some applause. Welcome to the Lake Erie Speedway in Northeast Pennsylvania, the second night of action with the All-Star Monster Truck Tour. Just like last time, we're going to start things off with the Mini Monster Exhibition. The Wayne's towing Mini Monsters out of the Retoot Motorsports Camp. Logan Lockhart, the barely tamed Mini, new to these machines, but he's getting more and more aggressive each time he hits the track, getting the front end up right there. A nice job for Logan Lockhart. Then CJ Retoot in the Wayne's towing Stinger Unleashed Mini, getting after it. Very, very aggressive young driver. He did something very wild last night. We'll see if he does it again here this evening at the Lake Erie Speedway. The other brother Retoot, the barely tamed Mini, that's Garrett Retoot, and he almost put it on its side right there. Fearless young driver, and then finishes things up with a big sky wheelie. Getting the crowd on their feet, but we weren't done yet. CJ Retoot, I told you he did something wild. Watch him here. Carried the rear wheels all the way to the other edge of that tabletop and set it down. An awesome, awesome job for CJ Retoot out of Camden, Delaware, picking the right rear tire up. Not going to put it on its side tonight. Had an awesome save yesterday, showing that he belongs behind the wheel of one of the big trucks in the near future. We're not done yet, though. We're just getting started. The All-Star Monster Trucks hit the track when we come back. Stay with us.
This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date show, ticket info, and a wide selection of photo and video galleries, visit monstersmonthly.com. And by Crush This. For an inside look at the world of monster trucks, check out Crush This, available on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by RPM Army, featuring action-packed content from around the web. Visit rpmarmy.com, your source for motorsports on the go.
Matt Isbell getting the crowd pumped up as action gets underway here at Lake Erie Speedway. First up, Dawson Reyes in Kamikaze out of Lyons, Oregon, with a perfect sky wheelie. Big move to open things up here in the best trick competition. Nice start for him in that brand new Cohen chassis, only a few events on it. Suspension looks like it's working beautifully here tonight as he comes up onto the popper ramp, going for the stoppie. Not quite able to carry it out, but a strong pair of moves to open up this best trick competition. Dawson Reyes. A little extra rotation there to close out his best trick run as we get another look at that sky wheelie. Perfect execution, carrying the rear end about 8 feet off the ramp. Bounces the rear tires off the face of that racing lane for a score of 5. Man, I out of Oregon, driving the truck out of Utah. Now, Lindsay Ratu and Pretty Wicked out of Camden, Delaware. Gave a good showing last night. We'll see what she has tonight going for the big air. Didn't quite get what she wanted out of that, but I guarantee you she's got something in store for this next move as she heads over toward the main grandstands. I have a feeling she's going to give us one of her patented Pretty Wicked cyclones. Keep in mind, this is the swan song for this body. She's got nothing to lose. Beautiful rotation on that as she smokes those BKTs in the water over here in front of the main grandstands between turns 1 and 4. Score of 5 for Lindsay Ratu, so she'll match Reyes to open up this best trick competition. Now, out of the Empire State, the big red locomotive, Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. Little slap wheelie out of that one. Carried a beautiful wheel stand over the crush car. We'll head around to the other side. And again, getting the front end in the air, straight up and down. Triton Robbins, a very strong showing here this week in a Crazy Train. He won racing last night. Score of 4. I don't know if he's going to agree with that, but we'll have some other opportunities to accumulate points as the night goes on. Now, Corey Snyder, Toxic, out of Bethesda, Maryland. Sliding up in front of the grandstands, getting this crowd pumped up. Had an awesome showing in the best trick competition last night. Did very well overall. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off as he heads over here toward this popper ramp. May have overshot the stoppie a little bit. Let's see it back it up and try it again. Getting it up on the nose nicely. May have wanted to carry it out a little more, but not bad at all for Corey Snyder in the big black and green Ford out of Bethesda, Maryland. Toxic. Laying it down here at Lake Erie Speedway. Got one more move in store for us as he heads over toward the racing ramp. Nice sky wheelie there, just kissing the wheelie bar off of the leading edge of the race lane. Get another look at that right there. Another perfect sky wheelie. Those ramps are set beautifully here tonight as he bounces down onto the pavement. A score of 6 to take the lead. Not bad for Corey Snyder, but if anyone could knock him down, it's this guy right here, Zane Ratu. The patriarch of the Ratu Motorsports Camp out of Camden, Delaware, and Stinger Unleashed. Going for the stoppie and carrying it out beautifully. Now, what does he have left? He wants to match that move and put a solid score on the board before David Alford comes out here in the wrecking machine. I know that Zane has got something in store for us Lighting the tires up on Stinger Unleashed. Zane Ratu did not want to let out of it. Beautiful pair of moves for him in this best trick competition, and it was worth it at 8 for Zane Ratu and Stinger Unleashed. Now our final competitor, David Alford, too tall in the wrecking machine out of State, Oregon. Another member of the Team Throttle Monster Camp out of Utah. From the stoppie into the moonwalk, and it was perfect. Straight back, up and over the popper ramp. Reverser here on the front stretch. That was a perfect execution. He's got one more move to lay some points here on the board before he parks it, lets it cool down for racing. Let's see what he can do. Walking it down the race ramp, perfect. On both counts, a score of 8. He has tied Zane Ritu in Stinger Unleashed, and that means it will come down to a cheer off. The crowd will decide.
Two drivers, who thinks your winner should be Stinger Unleashed? Who thinks your winner should be Wrecking Machine?
David Too Tall over Wrecking Machine taking the best trick win. You see Zane Ritu's the one who brought him up onto the front stretch. A lot of sportsmanship there. Let's see what Too Tall has to say.
And I know you've been at home just like all these other drivers. If getting a win here in front of this huge crowd is going to feel great.
Since I was 5 years old, all I wanted to do was have a monster truck. That COVID thing really hurt us. Because none of us got to come out here and do what we love. So I want to thank each and every single one of you for coming out and letting me live my dream. We are back, baby.
Another look at that stoppie into the moon. I'll tell you, everybody's so excited to be back. Every little win is like the championship victory. We're not done yet, though. Racing is coming up next. We go quick and fast in Erie. Back at the Lake Erie Speedway in Northeast Pennsylvania, getting set for round number 1 of monster truck racing on the Crazy 8. There you see Corey Snyder coming to stage for a rematch of last night's championship race against Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. Can Snyder get the better of Robbins this time around? We'll find out. And then it's Wrecking Machine up against the guy who was your overall winner from last night, Zane Ritu and Stinger Unleashed. And then it'll be Kamikaze and Pretty Wicked to finish out our first round of monster truck racing. Now, Crazy Train and Toxic, first race of round 1 underway. Snyder whipping it into the corner. Look at him work the steering wheel. Robbins right alongside. Evenly matched into the final corner. Maybe a little edge to Robbins as Snyder has to make a minor correction. Very, very close run, but I do believe that Crazy Train just eked out a victory once again. We'll put Snyder into the pits. He may be able to come back as a fast loser. We'll find out. Another look at it will show you Snyder having to correct, coming home. And Crazy Train with a tire length advantage takes a round 1 victory. Our next matchup was supposed to be between Wrecking Machine and Stinger Unleashed, but Olfert on the starting line with the by-run problems for Zane Ritu. I'll tell you what, he can take it easy, but he is smoking those tires. Trying to get a feel for a race run, not wasting the pass at all. David Olfert, very impressive in that by-run. He came to play tonight, didn't get to finish his race bracket, made it into the semifinals last night, but had electrical problems that kept him out of round number 2, taking full advantage of making it to the starting line as our final pairing of round number 1. Comes to stage Kamikaze and Pretty Wicked. Dawson Reyes in the near lane against Lindsay Ritu and Pretty Wicked in the far lane. The final matchup of round 1 ready to go. And again, Reyes pointed left off the starting line, already set himself up for that corner. Lindsay's hanging in there with him, though. Don't count her out. Final corner, both of them having problems. Reyes just holding it in. He almost DQ'd himself right there, which would have been Lindsay Ratu was coming back, but she stayed up with him. Impressive showing by the Bronco out of Camden, Delaware, as we look at our semifinal round bracket. Crazy Train takes on Wrecking Machine, and then Kamikaze against your Fast Loser Toxic. So another shot for Corey Snyder to get himself maybe into another final. We'll find out, but if Dawson Reyes has anything to say about that, he's going to try to make it an all-team throttle monster final as Crazy Train, last night's race winner, snugs up to the starting line to take on David Olford, Too Tall, and Wrecking Machine. First race of the semis, ready to go. Too Tall with a beautiful corner. Just checking out on Triton Robbins. Robbins trying to make up the ground, but it's all for naught. It's Too Tall living up to the name with a big leap over the finish line. Very impressive run for David Olford. Wrecking Machine still smoking those tires out on the backstretch as we get ready for our final semifinal round matchup. A pair of Fords rolling to the line. Kamikaze up against Corey Snyder in Toxic. Both of them staged. Stacy Jensen leaves the starting line. Once he clears those K-rails, will launch him. Good launch for both. You can see Reyes with a little bit of a lead off the starting line. Both of them smoking the tires. Corey Snyder is walking away with this one. A little problem in the corner, though. And Reyes washes out right there. He will miss the final jump. Corey Snyder in his second final round appearance of the weekend, headed back to get the truck ready to take on Too Tall, Wrecking Machine, and Toxic in our championship race. Here's how they got there. Wrecking Machine with the bye run when Stinger failed to show. Then he moved on to take out Crazy Train, last night's winner, and will now face Corey Snyder, who lost to the guy that David Olford just beat, got himself back in through the Fast Loser rule, and took out Dawson Reyes in Kamikaze. Stacy Jensen bringing Corey Snyder up to the line. He is staged. Jensen will head off the track as Snyder tightens the belts down one more time. Too Tall and Corey Snyder, Wrecking Machine and Toxic in the final. Very aggressive into the first turn. Olford with a better turn. Snyder just burning up the tires as Olford is checking out Wrecking Machine, headed for the finish line, and Too Tall with the launch. Wild ride at the end, off to the left, off to the right. Set it down and turn it around. What a finish for Too Tall. Gonna get another look at that one as they head back for the pits. I don't think there's any question who won that one. Snyder gave him a heck of a run, but Too Tall was perfect in this final round race. Both of them smoking the tires, and you can see Snyder putting a big old stripe down the center of those China tires, trying to catch up to him, but it was not going to happen. And watch David Olford drill the final jump, nose down, landing into a wild walking wheelie, and that's the last thing you want at that speed. Did a great job, though, getting it under control and shutting it down before he hit the wall in turn number 4. David Olford, your winner in Monster Truck Racing at Lake Erie.
Touch on a little bit of a personal story here for this guy, because I've known him for a while. This guy tried out for another company wanting to be a driver, and they said he was not good enough to be a driver. That just shows you right there, this guy can drive and it belongs in a monster truck. I think he just proved all the doubters wrong here tonight, man. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Great monster, we've been inside. It feels so good. Whether you're short, tall, black, white, male, female, it doesn't matter. You can do anything. Anything. Dawson, my teammate Corey, put on a heck of a race. Brian for putting the show on. All of you for coming out. I'm gonna drive that truck as hard as I can every time for you.
Get another look at this race from onboard Toxic. Watch out of Corey Snyder's driver's side window. Olfert already with the lead halfway through that turn. Snyder was not gonna catch him at that point. Again, look at the big trail of smoke that Corey left behind him. He was on the throttle, flat-footing it, trying to catch David Olfert. You can see his eyes as he watches Olfert save this truck. What a final round race. One more look at that finish line charge. Olfert with the win here at Lake Erie Speedway.
Yeah, when he was like the height of the Empire State Building, I was like, I'm just gonna coast this one. Homeboy sent it.
Back at the Lake Erie Speedway in the northwestern corner of the Keystone State as we look at the points after racing David Olfert with a 5-point lead on Corey Snyder and Toxic. Then last night's winner, Stinger Unleashed, sitting with 21 points in third. He can still step up and take the points lead out of here tonight for the overall victory, but he's going to have to work hard to do it. Then it's Kamikaze, Crazy Train, and Pretty Wicked rounding out our field as we head into freestyle. Dawson Reyes out of Lyons, Oregon, and Kamikaze heads out onto the track, does not waste any time, right up and over the race lane. Carrying the sponsorship for our hotel here this weekend at Cobblestone Hotels and Suites. Doing them proud as he gets after it. Big hang time right there. He's not squandering this opportunity to perform in front of a Northeast crowd. Does not get to run out here really at all. Definitely enjoying his stay here this weekend in this brand new Team Throttle Monster Cohen chassis. He and Too Tall got their shocks set up beautifully as he smokes the tires over there in turn number 4. Speed pass down the front stretch and up the backside of the bus. Reyes with a very strong run, opening things up here in freestyle. These guys came a long way to put on a show here this weekend, and they are absolutely fulfilling their duties behind the wheel of these Team Throttle Monster Ford Raptors. Another big hit off the backside of that bus. Massive air coming off of the downside of the popper ramp. Up into turn number 1. Let's see what Reyes has left for the crowd here at Lake Erie Speedway. Headed back for the bus. Nice hit right there for Dawson Reyes out of Lyons, Oregon. smoking donut down on the infield. And he wraps it up right there. An awesome, awesome showing for Dawson Reyes in Kamikaze. Team Throttle Monster Machine out of Utah. Representing that team in his home state of Oregon very well up here in the Keystone State. Had a lot of good hits in this run, a lot of big air. Put something on the board. These guys are going to have to work to try to match. We'll see what his freestyle score was. Get one last look at that tire smoking donut. 22, solid run for Dawson Reyes in Kamikaze. Now, Lindsay Ratu and Pretty Wicked heads out onto the track with a big sky wheelie. Not wasting any time. Pieces and parts flying off of the body. I mentioned before, this is the last time you'll see this body on this truck. She does not have to worry about putting it on its top or tearing up that 79 Denside Bronco livery. They'll have a whole new look to this thing the next time we see it. She's going to lay a good one down too, because she was very disappointed she did not get to freestyle last night. She had electrical problems, now making up for it here. Working the track beautifully right now. Ratu may have a shot to take over the lead. Another big hit out there. She is taking some hard licks on this pavement. The windshield might be causing a little bit of a problem. It's kind of hanging in there through the cage. I don't think it's actually up against her. No, it's not getting back to where she is. There's plenty of tubing to keep that thing out of her face, but it may be causing some vision problems with the light standard shooting light down through that thing, because that windshield is in a million pieces right now. Dust and tire smoke with a cyclone on top of the winner's circle. Lindsay Ratu laying down a shot in Pretty Wicked. She wraps it up right here. Well, she might go for one more hit, getting some hang time, headed back toward the pit area. She'll head around turn number 2 over to number 3 and then park it. Lindsay Ratu and Pretty Wicked. This was the first hit she made coming out, and it was awesome. Pieces of the cars flying away, pieces of the windshield, pieces of the roof. Gave it a little added flair as she bounced that thing around here on the tarmac at Lake Erie, and then wrapping it up with this awesome donut up here in front of the grandstands. Score of 18. She won't take over the lead, but she did an awesome, awesome job as Triton Robbins rolls out Crazy Train, another guy who did not get to freestyle last night. Cannot wait to see what he has in store for us right here. He takes to the infield. Lake Erie Speedway getting a few warm-up hits in there, feeling the truck out, trying to see what he's going to do. He said last night he wanted to hit that bus a few times. Didn't get a chance to. He gets some big air off the racing lane right there. The big red locomotive out of the Empire State. Looks like he's going to do what he wanted to do last night right here. Nice hit. Some big air off the back of the popper ramp. He's getting some hang time right now, not disappointing at all. Triton Robbins in Crazy Train laying down a good one. Well, looks like he's going to wrap it up right there. Short and sweet. I don't think he's going to get the lead with that, but it was an impressive run. Definitely a vehicle I think the All-Star Tour is going to be seeing more of in the near future. He gave these fans quite a show this weekend. Some big air right there. Score of 18. He matches Lindsay Ratu. As Corey Snyder comes across the front stretch in Toxic, ready to lay down a shot. That has been his trademark here the last few times as he blasts away from the grandstand with tremendous ground speed. Getting a slap wheelie, headed out toward turn number 1. Nice hit right there, but he locks up the left rear. You can see it almost immediately. It stops turning, and that is going to handicap him almost completely. It'll negate any big air. He can do a few things with it. He can do this. He's got a bumper cowling hung up underneath of that stop tire. Well, he's gotten it out from under there. He's doing some donuts, though, making it look awesome with the green LEDs underneath. That has got to be disappointing for him. He wanted to absolutely throw it down here in front of the crowd in Lake Erie, but it still looks awesome. The ghostly glow of those toxic green lights underneath of the black and green Ford out of Bethesda, Maryland. He acknowledges the camera there. He wanted to do more. He had such a strong start to this run, too, with the slap wheelie. And again, you just can't hit anything hard when you got a tire locked up like that. And even if you were able to get some air, you'd be in a very dangerous position. If the truck lurched left or right, it'd be a very, very hard thing to save. A score of 14, not bad, given all things that went wrong in that run, but he did lay it down as best he could as Stinger unleashed, heads around the backstretch, picking up the ground speed. Let's see what Zane Ratu has for this crowd here in Lake Erie. Won freestyle last night with a wild one. Going straight for the bus, not wasting any momentum. I told you he was going to have to work hard to try to win this overall. He comes into this freestyle competition in third. He wants to leave it in first. Carrying the stoppie down the track, now into the moonwalk. Nicely done. That's what you got to do. He's going to need to take advantage of everything in front of him to get this victory here tonight. Running right over the hood. I should mention, by the way, he's also going to have a new body on this truck the next time we see him, so he is not worried about tearing this one up. Tires smoking Cyclone out there in turn number 1. Slowing it down. I think he's setting up for a move. Truck landed up a little bit sideways, but that made it that much better. Heading right back for the bus. And 2 pops out of the engine. Hard hit for Zane Ratu, and that will be the end of it right there. You see Stacy Jensen come running over to see if Zane's all right. That's a scary thing when you lose power in the middle of a jump like that. He lost it at the absolute worst time. There was no backing out. The tires still under power. but nothing to drive out of it, so it stopped the rotation of those tires. The truck just falls out of the air, but still laying down a good run, and Stinger Unleashed, nothing to be ashamed of. Did just about everything he wanted to do. I know he wanted to run longer, but a 24 will put him in the lead. Stinger Unleashed doing what he needs to do right now. He has the points lead. But this guy right here, David Olford, too tall in the wrecking machine out of State and Oregon. The truck out of Utah, ready to throw down. He is going to have to work this track perfectly to take that win away from Zane Ratu, and he starts off with some big hang time. The momentum in this run is just perfect right now. If he can keep this up the whole time, he might have a shot. Up toward the wall in turn number 4. Cross-threading the bus. It's the first time we've seen that this weekend. And another big hit out toward the pit area. Smoking the tires again. He's not losing momentum. Footing it all the way around here. Sliding sideways into a cyclone. Quick to the point, David Olford, the wrecking machine, making a statement right there. What a run. But was it enough to take down Zane Ratu and Stinger Unleashed? If he can even get close in the points, he doesn't technically have to win the freestyle competition to take the overall, but man, did he do just about everything he needed to do to at least match Zane Ratu in the scores. Well, you can hear it in the background right there. Look at this score, a 25 by 1 point. He takes the freestyle victory and cements that overall. Dawson Reyes coming up out of the hot pits. Very excited pair of teammates tonight. David Olford with the clean sweep and the overall. What more could you ask for?
I'm just going to hand you the mic. The mic's all yours, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I mean, what hasn't been said already? You guys spend your hard-earned money to come out here and watch us put on a show, and that's what we're going to do. Thank you, Erie. Thank you, All-Star Monster Trucks. Dawson, my teammate. All the guys in the back. Thank you all for coming.
Very, very happy driver. Our congratulations to Too Tall. That wraps it up for yours truly. We'll see you next time.
What a weekend. We've said it enough times tonight. We've said it all night. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts for spending your hard-earned money. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for seeing us. We love you guys so much. And we will see you next year. Good night. Stay safe. And this is the All-Star Monster Truck Tour. Good night.
Buddy, dude, I had more fun watching you hit the Empire State Building than I took winning the race. I was like, yeah, you got it. I got more fun watching you shoot. I was like, you shoot for a second.